hope you're having a great day so far. Make sure I don't have any broccoli in my teeth. We just ate dinner. I know Barry always makes fun of me because I eat dinner at like 4 o'clock. But I hate eating dinner late, and he never has like a set time, and thankfully he, isn't like a controlling person that cares what time I make dinner. So I make it when I'm hungry and when the kids allow me to, peacefully. So I made dinner for me and Django and my brother. So whenever you get on here, please say hi. Let me know that you're watching. If you catch the replay, hashtag replay below. And please feel free to sprinkle this, S-H-A-R-E. I'm not allowed to say that word on Facebook Live or it will kick me off. I learned that the hard way. So please feel free to sprinkle this with your network. You never know. You can't just assume what other people in your network want or need to hear. So, don't be shy. Let me know that you're here. And I really wanted to, I was going to get on here and do some makeup, but we went to the beach this morning, so obviously just had a natural face, and my cheeks are a little flushed, and my freckles always pop out a little bit more, and sometimes I just like letting my skin breathe, There's nothing wrong with that. But I really wanted to talk about journaling and manifesting because it's been on my heart lately, and I always feel like whatever's on your heart, you need to speak about. And I honestly get a lot of questions about this. This is something that I do very religiously, and it's something I'm really proud of myself for, because when we think of journaling, like sometimes we think of journaling for different things. Sometimes when you think of journaling, you think of like almost using journaling as like a form of like help mentally. So we only think about journaling like the bad things, just to get them out, which is a great tool and a great practice to have in place. That's actually, I'm doing something right now, which I'll get to in just a minute, but my favorite thing, so I've been doing this for like 7-8 months now. My number one thing that I always do is I journal gratitude. I express gratitude through journaling. And, I thought about this, and I'm always talking to different people of all kinds of backgrounds, all different types of people, because I'm in the social business, right? So I've got to communicate, and I like people, so it goes hand in hand. Come here, baby. Come get your snacks. You eat. So, I'm always talking to different people, and I get so, in my own way with, I'm so laser focused right now with my goals and my desires and my journaling and like all of these techniques that I'm doing. I'm just so laser focused that sometimes it's really hard to remember, like, these are things that people really struggle with. So I like to be reminded of that, so I can kind of reel myself back in and be like, okay, let's go back to the basics. Like, let's explain why this is so good for us to do anyways. You don't have to be a mompreneur or, a business owner to journal or express gratitude. Like, every single person in this universe should be expressing gratitude every single day. And I've learned with expressing gratitude to get into like the nitty gritty, the nooks and crannies of everything that you're grateful for. Not just, old me used to think when I would hear someone say, okay, give thanks, what are you thankful for? And I would always just be like, oh, my husband, my kids, my home, my car, and, the big things, right? Like, the bigger things that we always see first. And while those are great, and yes, we should still be thankful for them, I'm not saying not to express gratitude for any of that, because I'm very, very, very blessed. However, sometimes we need to break it down so deep within our souls. Like, when you wake up, I want you to start writing what you're grateful for. Anywhere from 10 to 50 things, like, right until your mind starts to be happy. And this is so easy to do when we are, when we're having a great day, or when we're just in like this really high space and just, loving life and everything's going our way. Everything's going so great for us. It's so easy to express gratitude during those times. But it's so much more important to express your gratitude on the crap days, on the days that you don't want to get out of bed, on the days that your children are driving you up the wall and you literally just want to escape, on the days that you I don't know, that nothing's going right. You're just in a horrible mood for whatever reason. Those are the days, those hard days are the days that you need to express gratitude the absolute 100% most, okay? And during those days especially, you're gonna write everything that you're grateful for until you notice firsthand your mood change, because you're going to. And if you get to 50 things and you haven't noticed a switch in your mind yet, like a mood stabilizer or anything happen yet, then you keep writing. Nothing else matters in that moment except for what you're grateful for. Okay, so we're going to be something that for me, and I think that this is so cool, how our subconscious mind works and really kind of comes into play with everything. But I was actually born with lung problems. I was born with a collapsed lung. I had breathing issues just about my entire life up until adulthood. Thank you, universe, God. I'm so grateful that my health, like, I've learned to take control of it. I have learned to become my own advocate. But knowing that, it's not something that I ever think about, especially now, like that my body is thriving so much more than it used to. Whenever I start to journal my gratitude, I always write down that I'm grateful to have air in my lungs. And once I started realizing that I was writing that, I thought, wow, that's so cool that my subconscious mind holds onto that, because it knows how important that air in my lungs is. And I just think that I'm just so, like, I love how our minds work. Our minds are powerful. Come here, baby girl. I know, she sees my brother and Django outside playing, and she's so sad, but she is wild. And for those of you that don't know, my brother, he has trouble walking. So I can't let her out there with him and like him chase her, because she loves the road. It's like the best place to be, right, baby? I know. So we want to express gratitude. Like, I always express gratitude for the air in my lungs, the breath in my body. Like, I'm so in tune with that side of me. Be grateful for the water that you have. If you have clean water, there are people in the United States who don't even have access to clean water. Okay? Really let that sink into you. Like, be so grateful for that. Be grateful for this sponge that I have to exfoliate my face with. Like, I don't necessarily need this. When we come down to like flight or fight mode, I don't need an exfoliating sponge to save my life. Like, I'm grateful for these baby puffs. She doesn't need these. I could give her something from a garden, but I am, I took the easy way out, and I'm grateful for these puffs. Okay, let's spiral that into something else. I'm grateful for these puffs. I'm grateful for the money that I have to buy these puffs. I'm grateful for the abundance of money that is constantly flowing into my account. When you learn to change your relationship with money, holy freaking cow, I'm telling you, you have a whole new perspective and energy. Like, you learn that money is truly just an energy, and when you can build a good relationship with that, it just flows so much differently in your mind, like in your literal account. It's pretty awesome. But I get into like the nooks and crannies of my gratitude. Okay, like, I am thankful for everything, and money is like a big thing for me, because for years I always had such a bad relationship with money. And I think that that's why it took me so long to like be okay with talking about it. I would stress about everything that had to do with money. It would just like make my chest tight. And now I'm just like, so like, my arms are open, my heart is open. Like, I'm here for it. I'm here to just like bless all the money around me. And it just changes your mindset so much that I really can't explain it, but it's all from expressing gratitude, you guys, and just wanting it. So that's something that I do every single day. And it's like, I can't tell you enough how important this is to do on the bad days. Like, do this on the days that I have days where I wake up, like, especially if it's my night with Coco, let's say she had a bad night, or maybe if she's been sick, so we've had bad days and bad nights back to back. Like, tell me you're not going to wake up a little cranky. I wake up cranky. When I don't get my sleep, praise my husband for having as much patience as he does, because I swear he's my savior sometimes, because I am not pleasant. And I will not pretend to be pleasant. But, I still express gratitude on those days, and I write things down until I notice my mood shifting. So on those days, I know my husband's going to be leaving for work soon, and it's going to be me and the kids, like, battling all day. So I intentionally sit with my notebook and my pen, and I will write what I'm grateful for until I notice my mood shifting. And I do that before he leaves because I don't want him to leave for work and I'm just like stuck, you know? So I intentionally do that for myself. Something else that I really want to talk to you guys about. This is something I've been doing for a couple of weeks. Actually, it's been 2 full weeks since I've been doing this. So whenever you get on here, please don't forget to say hi. Same thing if you catch the replay, hashtag replay below. Let me know that you were here. Feel free to sprinkle this video around. If you know someone that's struggling in any way or just, you know, is kind of in tune with their spiritual side, like, I can't say that, S-H-A-R-E this, so they can find out, you know, how to gratitude or express their gratitude more. But this that I've been doing for the past 2 weeks. So yes, I journal more than once. I actually journal more than twice for different reasons, and I'm gonna go into all of that with you. So something that I've been doing is a 369 method. It's a 369 manifestation method, okay? And I have my notes up so I can tell you just a little bit about it. So the 369 is very specific. So the number 3 is significant because it's a direct link to the universe. Number 6 represents the deepest strength we have within ourselves. Okay, this gets super cool. So please, you know, stay with me. Number 9 is in accordance with moving on from the past and helps us release any feelings of self-doubt or negativity. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you write, I don't think there was something I wanted to say about the 3. Let me see real quick. Okay, I'll mention a little bit about the 3. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, before you get on social media, especially before you get on your phone, like just let your phone chill out for a minute. I don't care if you're in direct sales like I am, okay? You literally don't have to look at your phone as soon as you wake up in order to have a thriving business. And if you have a leader that's telling you that, I'm sorry, but they are very, 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 very wrong. And probably don't know any better. But there are better ways. All right. Let's see. Hold, please. Let me see if she wants her broccoli. She's actually eating broccoli for me, and I'm so impressed and so proud of her. Such a good girl. I know. Oh, no, she's taking it out. She's like, that's definitely not a puff. See, I tried. Okay, so number 3, we're going to do as soon as we wake up. And I know that I've mentioned this before because when I first started it, I have 4 things that I write down. So I write down 4 things, and then the same 4 things. I do that 3 times. And at first, after like my second day, I was like, maybe I should rethink this and kind of tone it down a little. But then I thought, no, I'm not going to rethink any of it because the heart wants what the heart wants. So I write those down, and they are not very short. You write them down as soon as you wake up in the morning. And during this process, it's extremely important. I mean, you don't have to always be like in this super positive mindset, okay? But just get to like a neutral place. You don't want to start writing when you're in a place of like self-doubt and self-pity, like a form of lack, okay? You don't want to start writing when you're feeling like that. You just kind of want to step back if you are feeling like that, like take a deep breath, and just get to a neutral mindset and just write out your 3 goals, desires, like things that you truly want out of life. Like, what is it that you want right now out of life? I have 4 things that I want right now, and those are my biggest goals that I am pushing for. Like, nothing is getting in my way right now. Like, even, you know, I told my brother before I knew he wanted to come down, I was like, I am so laser focused and so serious with my goals right now that you can come here, but I have to stay on top of my stuff. Like, no one can do this for me. No one can manifest for me. No one can journal for me. Like, that's on me. So that's why I'm here. Like, I'm showing up for myself. And I do this. It doesn't matter if I'm like half asleep at night. I do my 369 method. Okay, so that's the thing with the 3. So it's pretty simple. It goes pretty quickly. First thing in the morning, you just write those down. And it's so important that you believe that those can happen to you. Okay, so as you're writing down your goals and desires, sometimes I just like to take a deep breath, and sometimes I just naturally smile to myself when I'm writing them because I believe that they are going to come true so much. Like, I believe that they're already mine, so like on such a deep level that I can't help but be happy. And like, I've read them to my husband before, and he was like, but you already he was like, you're already happy. Because I'm like, it's so important to make yourself feel how you are going to feel. Like, allow yourself to just sit for a minute and feel like all the emotions. Like, how do you think you're gonna feel when you accomplish your goals? Are you gonna feel like ecstatic, happy, overwhelmed? Like, how are you gonna feel? Like, allow yourself. And when I told Barry, he was like, but you're already happy. I'm like, I know, but it's just different. Like, it takes you to a deeper level, and you just have to go through the process to truly understand it. So the significance of writing it in the afternoon. So I already told you what the number 6 was significant for, but in the afternoon, it's so important because in the middle of the day, like, that's when chaos is happening, right? Like, typically we're at work. If we have our 9 to 5, we're at work. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you're probably in the thick of things with your children, doing God knows what, cleaning up God knows what from God knows where. But it's chaotic, and it's so easy to just let our desires and our goals kind of slip our minds during the day because we've got so many other things going on. But you are so laser focused, and you are so intentional with what you want right now out of life that you are going to, I don't care if you have to set an alarm for the afternoon hour at some point and sit down, and you're going to rewrite all of your desires and your goals 6 times, okay? And you're going to, again, like, let yourself feel that way. Like, truly let yourself feel all the emotions that you're going to feel when all of those come true, and believe that they can happen to you. Believe that God, the universe, whoever it is that you believe in, like, can bring that to your life. Like, they're already bringing it to you. The universe has so much abundance for us at our fingertips. We just have to believe that it's there for us. It's crazy, okay? And then number 9, so this part, I've only been doing the 3-6-9 method for 2 weeks, and I can tell such a big difference, okay? So I notice a huge difference when I express my gratitude. That's one journal. My second journal is the 3-6-9 method. So this one's before you go to sleep at night. You know, that's your time to get your notebook back out, get your pen, and you're gonna rewrite everything. Because what this does, what does it say? Okay, so if you think about your day, like, think about everything that just happened. Like, your mind, before you go to sleep, subconsciously, whether you realize it or not, is trying to process and, like, replay everything that it absorbed over the day. So it's so important to write down your desires and your goals again 9 times, because this is like the prime time for self-doubt and negativity to creep in, especially if you had a crappy day. Think about it. Truly think about a time where you just had a crap day and you go to bed and, like, you don't want to think about anything happy, or you probably think, how can I possibly think about anything happy? Get your journal out and rewrite your goals and desires 9 times. Do it 9 times. And you know, it's something that when we work on our minds and when we work on rewiring our mindset, it's like sometimes people will be like, people want instant results, right? Like, I don't understand why. Like, sometimes we're so ungrateful and so unappreciative of the process of anything because we want that instant gratification. And if we don't have that instant gratification in, like, a day or 1 week, then we, like, lose our ever-loving minds, and we're like, journaling doesn't work. None of that works. And it's like, okay, well, if I only did it for a week, I'd be right there with you, sister, but I know that it takes longer than that, so I'm going to stick with what I know. So it's super important that you want to have those goals, like, as the last thing that in your mind before you go to sleep. And I will do this, and it's so funny. You know, I'm always talking to Barry about stuff like this, and we're opposite. You know, he doesn't do stuff like this that I do, but he still listens to me. He doesn't, you know, put me down for being different or believing in myself. Come here, baby. But he was telling me that he listened to a podcast of, I don't remember who it was. I'm horrible at remembering stuff, but that guy was basically saying, like, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you have trouble going to sleep, to do, like, this gratitude or something that you're grateful for, and you basically are grateful for your body. So you start at your toes, and supposedly you can't even make, you know, you're grateful for your toes. I'm grateful for my feet, my ankles, blah, blah, blah. and you keep going, and supposedly you can't make it to your head before you fall back to sleep. And it made me smile whenever he told me about it, one, because, you know, I'm obsessed with anything that's mind work related, so the fact that he got to listen to a podcast made me happy. But two, that's something that I already do. Okay, so the 4 things that I write down every single day. I do this all day long, okay? I do it 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night. I have yet to miss a session or a day since I started this 2 weeks ago. So I'm very proud of myself for that, because I definitely have had days, I've had a whole day, I've had moments throughout days where I don't want to, like I'm just tired, I don't feel good, I'm literally exhausted. I don't stop all day long, okay? If you stay home with your kids, you don't stop all day long. So that's what I do, especially like my nights that I'm with Coco. I typically am up a couple of times, and before I fall back to sleep, I kind of like recite my desires in my mind as I'm falling back to sleep. So I thought that was fun. Okay, the third thing that I do that I really wanted to share with you is something that, hi Carissa, I didn't know you were on here. Hi. So the other part that I journal, so there are so many different ways that you can journal, and something that I am working on right now is shadow work. So if you are familiar with shadow work, please comment below and let me know, because I'd like to pick your brain about some things. I'm new to shadow work, but it's something that I'm doing because when we truly want to grow, like we've got to work on all of us, okay? We can't just work on what's going on right now in our lives. Shadow work really helps us dig deep and pull out all of the ugly, like all of the things that have happened to us, any trauma, like anything traumatic in our lives that we have stuck down and buried. Our subconscious mind remembers, like our body remembers, our bones and our bodies hold on to emotions, and it actually causes a lot of illnesses, believe it or not. So that is something that I'm just, you know, at this place right now. Like I keep saying, I'm so laser focused on my goals, and part of my goal is working on myself. Like I just am thriving so much in a way that I've never thrived before, and I just want to keep going. Like it's like addicting right now to me to just keep pulling things out. But right now I'm doing shadow work. So part of my shadow work at this moment is journaling. So now I've got another journal that I'm in, and what I do is anything that makes me uncomfortable, I write it down. And if something from the past, like something traumatic that happened in my past life, starts creeping back up, I write it down, and I think, like, I write down exactly how I felt. I write down every moment that was happening and how I felt in every moment. Anything that pops up, like, I write it down. I'm journaling to uncover, like, shadow work. So if you are familiar with shadow work, please let me know. You can send me a message if you don't want to comment below. That's fine. I'm just really curious about how to kind of dig deeper with shadow work. But that's really all that I know to do right now. It's just like anything that pops up, I write it down. And the more that you grow, like the more that you heal, I should say, the more you heal, the more things will start creeping up. It's just like your body is just like naturally pulling things out to like throw them out and exit, right? So I'm just like writing them down just to let them go and know that that's not a part of my life anymore. Look at her. She is wild. Look at them dirty feet. Woo! She went to the beach this morning with us, so we went this morning to take my brother. See, she's like making me hot and my cheeks are 10 times rosier now. But we went to the beach this morning for my brother, and Coco hates it, so we didn't stay very long. Please feel free to sprinkle this around. I'm not allowed to say that word, but it would mean a lot to me. It really does make it easier for me to grow and expand my network. And again, if you are familiar with shadow work, please comment below or send me a message, either or. I'd love to chat with you, because that's just kind of how I know to dig through it right now. And if you need help with journaling, I get so many messages, so I hope that this is helpful to someone that I have messages from, or someone that even hasn't messaged me yet about journaling. I'm obsessed with all types of it, so let me know if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to help. I hope you have a happy Thursday, and I will talk to you later.